I believe the Dome-Kwabenya race is the most exciting race to look forward to on Saturday. Let me tell you why. Because you have Adwoa Safo. Adwoa Safo has become pretty controversial. Why? Because for the very first time in our history, you have a sitting member of parliament on the ticket of the governing New Patriotic Party who was absent from parliament for so long while he was a minister. And then his own leaders in parliament, his own colleagues, right? Her own colleagues in parliament wanted her out. They wanted to remove her because he had breached a constitutional threshold of consistent absence without permission. They wanted her out. And that was a very fascinating period when the government needed her the most to assist in the process of approving some very important economic policies that would save this country. And she wasn't available. They chased her. We had to do an interview with her before the leaders in the House got to know where she was, because they were waiting for her. In fact, there's an astounding case in Parliament that should have decided her fate. Whether she lost, that seat is declared vacant or not, that hasn't moved forward. But she is on the ballot on Saturday. She was not even disqualified. And that for me is a very fascinating testimony. The outcome will say a lot. The constituents were upset that they couldn't connect with their MP who had abandoned them, right? That story is very fresh in many people's minds. And then you have the son of the former Speaker of Parliament, Mike Ocquaye Jr., also in the picture. This, by the way, is his third time attempting to get that seat from Sarah Adwoa Safo. And so this primary contest is going to be interesting. Another reason why it's interesting is because the last time they came face to face and they clashed in 2020 in the parliamentary primary, the difference was 8 votes. Sarah Adwoa Safo won with 8 votes. And there were many people who looked at what happened post the 2020 elections and say, the reasons why Sarah Adwoa Safo may have taken the position she took, left the party in the lurch when they needed her the most in parliament to prosecute government agenda, was because he was very unhappy that stalwarts of the party backed Mike Ocquaye Jr. against her, and she nearly lost that primary. And so there was payback. People have speculated that that was the case, really. So this is going to be a very interesting, fascinating case. I think for me, it's the most fascinating contest to look forward to on Saturday. Because if she wins, it will be possibly one of the biggest, I guess. Many people who wanted her out in Parliament would have felt this is an opportunity to get the delegates to kick her out through a process that is less controversial, because you're going to trigger the constitutional provisions to remove your own sitting member of Parliament and shoot yourself in the foot by having one less member there. It was the NDC that defended her, right? So you can see all the permutations and what may be happening between these two. It's going to be interesting, indeed, of course. There's very little to say, considering what I've said about these two, about the third candidate there. But sometimes when two elephants fight, small, little animal can take advantage of the fight. Can she? Can she ride on that? Can she step in between and take advantage of this giant clash? Doubt very much. One of them will win. Considering the tightness of the last race, it is everybody's game. But I'm looking forward to this one, and we are there for you. Remember, I want to go back and say one quick word. Look forward to our special report on Dome-Kwabenya on Thursday. It's going to be fascinating. Watch it. We're spending some time in that constituency to understand what's going to happen, because this contest is going to be absolutely fascinating. And then